Good morning and welcome back to Community Couch Time. Today is Wednesday, June 10th. And as we're getting closer to the end of the school year, I've been really exploring this idea of, taking you all on a trip out in my neighborhood. And so we've been to the park, we've been to the mural at the park, and we've been to another mural on the other side of the community where I live. And today, instead of being at the community couch, which would be just right over here, we're at my desk, right, which is right in front of the window that faces the street that takes you right directly to the park. And so I spend a lot of time here. I've spent a lot of time over the past few months, more than probably I had ever before. As soon as we were sent home, safer at home, this is where I had to set up my desk. I have my computer here, and this is right here. And this seat is where Zia, my second grade daughter, sits, and then my son Mateo, who's in 6th grade, almost 7th grade, sits right over there. And so, yeah, a lot of changes, right? Lots of changes. And one of the changes is that normally we would be getting ready to travel, right? So oftentimes we go visit our family. I have lots of family in Arizona, I have family in Texas, and I've really been wanting to go to New Mexico to go see the adobe house that my grandparents built before I was even born, when they had first come from Chihuahua, and it's already starting to go back to the earth. So I really want my husband to see that. But this year is not going to be the year. We're not going to travel. We're going to stay home, and we're going to stay home because we're still in the middle of a pandemic, and we don't, want to be a part of making the problem bigger. We want to really try to help squash the pandemic, right? And so part of my plan for staying home is I'm gonna do a lot of reading, but I'm also gonna be teaching summer school. And so I'm really excited because I did a couple of fundraisers and I was able to get a bunch of books, and enough books actually so that the students who are gonna be in my summer classes, I'm gonna be teaching English, they're gonna be able to keep the books that I was able to raise funds for. And so I'm gonna share with you what these books are, okay? The first one is called Love, Hate, and Other Filters by Samir Ahmed. And I'm really looking forward to teaching this book. It's really new to me, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of research also to really understand a lot of the cultural relevance of a lot of the topics in this. But it's about a young woman from Chicago who is Indian, and she's also a Muslim, and she's dealing with the expectations of her parents versus like what she wants for herself. And so I just love that. I love stories about youth trying to be who they are, who they were meant to be, but at the same time going through these constraints of like their culture or their families. And so I think this is going to be really powerful to read. And then coincidentally, the other book that I chose is also about a young woman who also is from the Chicago area, Erica Al Sanchez. And so she writes this fictional book about a young girl named Julia, right? And it's I'm Not Your Perfect Mexican Daughter. And so a lot of the things that I'm reading here like really speak to me, like this whole notion of just not meeting the expectations of your family. And so I know that when I was growing up, a lot of times I didn't meet the expectations of my family at all, because I was just not like a real super girly girl. I wasn't somebody who was just going to do the things that quote unquote women are supposed to do. And so I was always, questioning why things were the way they were. And a lot of times I would, really annoy some of the people in my family. But luckily now I have a lot of support from my family. And they really are supportive of the things that I want to do with my life, including the beginning of a doctorate degree, which I just got a letter a couple days ago or whatever, saying that I have been accepted to the doctorate program at Cal State Northridge. So I'm going to be starting that in the fall. And so my family is very excited for me. And so, so things, just as I change and I've explored, my family has as well. And so that's a really beautiful thing. And so today, for your Community Couch Daily Journal, I would like you to share something about yourself that maybe you feel like you need more support with, something that you want to develop. Like, is it that you're always wanted to be a poet and you really need help with that, you need support with that, you can share that. So whatever it is in the world that you feel like you need more support with, and it could be even just maybe you're like me, where you're kind of like opinionated and strong, and you just really need people to accept you for how you are. Okay, thank you. Have a great rest of your day. In la catch.